This place sure hasn't changed much either. I used to live and work at this inn when I was a kid. I owe Mams a lot for looking after me back then. Hey, Elena, go get Chester, would you? I haven't seen him in so long. We can't have a reunion party if everyone's not here. I'm sorry, he's not in town right now. What? Oh, no way. Oh well, what can you do? He's probably pretty busy. I'm afraid I'll be taking my leave for the night as well. My long absence likely had a few people worried, so I really should let them know I'm okay. Yeah, go ahead. We'll be fine here for the night. We're probably gonna hang out a little before we go to bed. By the way, are you and Chester still living with the mayor? Oh, no. He and I have a house on the edge of town now. It's just... Something wrong? Oh, it's nothing, really. I guess I'll be off then. It was nice to meet you, Adol. And good to see you again, Doji. I know you two must be tired from your journey. Please, take it easy and get some rest, okay? She's acting kind of strange. Probably just been a rough day for her. Man, though, she sure has filled out nicely. And she's got that whole childhood friend thing going for her, too. I still say creepy so far. It has bad implications, Doji. Who am I kidding, though? She's gonna fall for you, not for me. That's always how it goes. And let's just get inside. Doji! I can't believe it. It's really you. My little nightmare's come home. And look at those muscles. You've grown so big. Last time I saw you, you were just a pudgy little brat. Yeah, it's me. I'm back. Is it still just okay, Doji, when people say how nicely you filled out with your muscles? You're looking well. You know, I haven't heard a peep out of you since you left. Would it be so much to ask for some kind of contact? A letter, at least, if you couldn't visit? I'm sorry, Mams. Well, I always figured you'd do well for yourself. It certainly is nice to see you back safely, though. And you're a friend of Doji's, then? Adol gave his name and explained that he had been traveling with Doji for quite some time. I see. Well, thank you for looking after our little wayward wanderer. Unfortunately, you've arrived at a pretty bad time. Lots of unpleasant business going on lately. But still, happy events like these are rare, so I intend to enjoy this while I can. Mams. You two boys must be hungry. Let me fix you up a nice big meal. And you'd better clean your plates if you know what's good for you. Meanwhile, we have a nobleman. So then, how is the investigation coming along? And a young knight. You have nothing to worry about, my lord. We've already confirmed their locations. The Tigray Quarry, the Ilburn's Ruins, and the Sacred Mountains of Elderm. All that now remains is to organize the men and begin our search in earnest. Excellent, excellent. Once I possess what I seek, my might and majesty will be known far and wide. Indeed, perhaps my homeland could lay claim to all of Europe. Either way, this certainly should be an enjoyable undertaking, wouldn't you agree? In your hands, my lord. I'm certain that dream will become a reality. Indeed it will. Indeed it will. I'll leave the search in your hands. Make certain it continues without interruption. I expect good news forthwith. You do me great honor. I pledge you my success, Lord McGuire. I shall see to it that your faith in me is not misplaced. So Ada, while I'm here, I think I'm gonna swing by the Elder Mountains for a bit to visit my old master. There is something about like the old kung fu master up in the mountains. That does happen a lot in video games. I'm glad we actually get to meet him, if we do. He's the one who taught me everything I know about fighting back when I was a kid. If anyone would know the reason for all the monsters showing up around here, he'd be the one. I won't be gone long, though. You should relax and tour the town. It's a really nice place. If you have any questions, you can ask Elena. She said her house was on the outskirts of town, so I'm sure it won't be too tough to find. I'm off for now. See you later, buddy. And off goes Doji. And we are really given our first control of the game. As you can see, my experience rate times 1.38 is going to expire right there. So that happens. Basically, they drop boosts. And they give me things, and I like things, so I want to do things with the things. So we're going to talk to people around town. Elena is where we need to go eventually, but that means that that's going to be the last thing that I do for a while. Let's talk to everybody else first, including you. I'm just kicking up. There's so much dust in this rug. Oh, hey, you're the guy who took the room next door last night, aren't you? You've got some guts, I'll say. Certainly not tourist season in Felghana right now. Name's Antonio. I'm here on business from the Roman Empire. Oh, Europe, you say? Have you ever heard of a thing called Rival ore? It's a really high-quality rock mineral native to this region, and it's also the reason I'm here. That's nice. Do you just have the one thing to say? No. Don't get me wrong, I'm as interested as the next guy in all the old legends and historic landmarks and such. And like anywhere else, Felghana's got a fair share of buried treasure stories, but Rival ore, that's the real deal. Alright, so it looks like 2 things per person. So that's what we will assume moving forward. Because there's a lot of people that I'm going to want to talk to. We are in town, after all. We have Randolph here. Thanks to Count McDumbass, I came all the way here from Garmin for no damn reason at all. Got something on your mind, Red? You ain't gonna try to make me stop drinking, are you? You better not. This ball is the only friend I got. Ah, what the hell, man? This was supposed to be my big break. Heard I could go right from 0 to hero. Nah, you gotta train with Phil first. How you doing? Good morning. Did you sleep well? I guess Doji's already gone out, Lord knows where. Still can't ever sit still, that boy, even after all these years. He's grown the muscles of a man, but he's still got the head of a hyperactive little brat. He hasn't gotten you into trouble during your travels, has he? Doji was such a rabble-rouser as a kid, always up to no good. When Chester first moved here, the two of them were constantly fighting. They'd beat each other black and blue one minute, then go out and play the next. Lovable little scamps, though. Wow, alright, well, I want to give him the same voice that I gave the young knight, because he looks very similar. You're Adol. Margot told me about you. She says you're a close friend of Doji's, and an adventurer no less. Well, you certainly picked quite a time to come to Felghana. Plenty of bad tidings these days. Strange weather's been wreaking havoc with our harvest, and monsters have been running around all over the place. Nobody knows what's next, and nobody really wants to know. Count yourself lucky that you're just visiting. Doji and Chester used to be such good friends, and would always climb the mountain trails at Eldorm together. And every time they did, I'd get stuck tending shop here until they returned. Yeah, it seems like everybody just wants to talk twice. If anybody would talk 3 times, it'd be you. No, you are looping. All right. So let's head out now. How do I get to the menu? There we go. So can I click there? There we go. So I have to click there. The menu is, it's a little off, so it takes me some getting used to. So we have notes. I've been filling these in. As you can see, I have some characters here. We have Elena, Doji, Gardner, Margot, Joel, Randolph, and Antonio. That's what, 7? So I have 7 so far out of... so far they just show 20 or 32, but I'm anticipating more. Oh, I had to hit OK first. So I can get in and take a look at them, but we will take a look at that later. So there are notes in this game, just like in the first 2 games that I played from the series. But, well, it's a little bit more difficult to get to, but I'll get there. And we've made it to town. So, Elena's actually in the top left corner, so we're going to go everywhere else around here first. Notice that, I'm sure you have, the game's in 3D, but 2D sprites as far as I can tell. Gives it quite a unique feel. I think it's pretty charming, to be honest with you, but it is a drastic change from what we had before. Now let's talk to you. This is Adonis. What do you want? I'm Adonis. I own this shop, and if my appearance hasn't given it away yet, I'm happy to confirm that, yes, I'm a smithy. From the looks of that sword, you know what you're doing at least. But I make it a rule to refine weapons and armor for people I like, and only people I like. Sorry, but you may as well head home. What? You're still here? Why don't you just go home? Because I want refining. Oh, here's Cynthia. Welcome. Well, what have we here? Are you a traveler by any chance? That sword looks like it has seen a lot of action. You should have it fixed up. The store deals in weapons and armor, along with a handful of our own specially selected curios. The boss is a bit eccentric, but you'll be hard-pressed to find a better smithy anywhere else in the world. He's choosy about his clientele, though, so don't be offended if he turns you away at first. Just keep at him. What will you do? All right, let's talk some more. All of our armaments were made by our master metalsmith Adonis, the shirtless wonder in the back there. He's not the most cultured man in the world, to put it mildly, but he's the best there is at what he does. Also, he has a robe on, or like a shirt of some kind. To talk some more, for your purchasing needs, I personally maintain a carefully selected stock of tools and items here, only the best. Our prices may seem a little steep, but you know what they say, you get what you pay for, and satisfaction is guaranteed. So what kind of equipment do you have? All right, so I have 13 gold. The next sword upgrade for me, because I do have a sword, is the long sword. That's 800. It goes up to the Banded Slayer, which is 24,000. They also have a shield for 16,000. They have a chainmail, the cheapest thing here. Gives me 8 more defense, so the mail that I have right now is +8 because the chainmail's +16 total. Math. It's very well made. It's also the cheapest thing they have as opposed to the banded mail, which is 18,000. So I can afford none of this. I also lost all of my levels and I'm sure all of my skills and all that kind of thing. So hooray! Like I can't do anything here. Right click? Okay, I right clicked out of the screen. The controls, it takes some getting used to. All right, items. I have the illusion mirror. Use in battle to create an illusory shield that blocks 3 enemy attacks, one-time use. We have an amulet. Use in battle to incapacitate. That doesn't sound right when I say it, but that's how you say it. To incapacitate nearby enemies for a short time, breaks after 1 use. Then we have the Catal Elixir. Water taken from a holy spring in the Elder Mountains permanently raises max HP. It's only 10,000 gold. I can't even afford the one-time use items as it is right now, though. Then we have the Spirit Necklace, wrought in the shape of a winged goddess. Fully revives its wearer, but only once. That sounds useful. I will not get anything for now. Can I do anything back here? No. No, there's no things for me to pick up, right? This is not Final Fantasy or really even Dragon Quest for that matter. There's nothing for me to pick up. How you doing, Gardner? Hey there, Adol. You looking for Doji? Seems he's gone up into the mountains. So an adventurer, huh? Sounds pretty exciting. I don't know if you're here on business or pleasure, but if you'd like, I'll gladly fill you in on some local color. We've got some really interesting local history around these parts. Legends, folklore, ancient customs, the works. Alright, let's talk. If you're going out, be sure to watch your back. There are monsters everywhere these days. Though I'm sure they're small potatoes for someone like you. Why not take it easy in town until Toji comes back? Introduce yourself to all the locals. We're a friendly bunch. The mayor should be back from the quarry soon, and when he is, I'll be glad to personally introduce you to him. Anything else? That seems to be it. Alright. Ask a question? Ask about Felghana. Felghana is a territory under the control of the Roman Empire. That's why we've got a feudal lord giving us all constant headaches. He's a nobleman appointed to the position. Physically, we're between Glia and Garmin in northeastern Europe. Like, they didn't even bother changing Europe. It's just Europe. As far as I can tell, they're pretty much saying Garmin would be like Germany. This is kind of just me throwing it out here. Where Glia, Glia, how the hell am I going to say that? Just Glia. I believe that's a reference to Gaul, which was what they called France during the Roman Empire. So that's my guess right now. And as you can see, we're between a rock and a hard body of water here, so we depend pretty heavily on shipped goods. Only other option would be the Elder Mountains. And they're not particularly conducive to being crossed. Aside from just being treacherous in general, they're also full of monsters at this point, like everywhere else. Before all this started, this land was renowned for its beautiful scenery and historic landmarks. But now... Tell me about the monsters. They started showing up around a year or so ago. In the beginning, it was just little ones, bugs and such, so they didn't cause too much ruckus. But over time, they got bigger and meaner, and eventually caught the attention of visiting merchants. Once word got out that we're monster-infested, well, we basically stopped getting visitors for the most part. It's just you and 2 others right now. Well, and Doji, but he's one of our own. Tell me about the stone monuments. Why are they broken, for instance? Oh, those things? They're monuments to an old god of travel from the Deo Anima religion. Deo meaning God, Anima, well, we've talked about that in other Let's Plays. I won't get into it because it's spoilers for pretty much every game that I've done, but we'll leave that alone for now. It's like an energy, though. We'll say that. The busted up one you and Doji saw when you first got here was probably knocked apart by monsters. There aren't any followers of Deo Anima left in Felghana, but it's still really sad to see a relic like that destroyed. Plus, ancient belief system or no, those things do have some power to them. Touch one and all your injuries are healed. There's one just across the bridge if you'd like to try it for yourself. They're like save points, so I like them. But that's it for now. Let's head back to where it's quieter. Like, really quieter. I don't know why some of the music is really loud and some is not. Here's Fiona. Oh, hello. You're Doji's friend, right? They said you were a dashing swordsman, but you're even cuter than I'd expected. Why is it okay for people to flirt as often as people do around here? I'm sorry we can't meet you with bigger smiles. Not only was the harvest awful this year, but our taxes are up again. I don't know how I'm going to keep food on my family's table at this rate. To top it off, the lord of the land has ordered the quarry closed indefinitely, so my husband's totally unable to work. It's like our hands are tied here, and we're just waiting to starve. I'm sorry we can't meet you with bigger smiles. Oh, so she only had one thing to say. Fair enough. Let's head in here.